Hello, I'm Eric Reese. We're here today to do Tai Chi Chuan, and we're doing Chinese martial art, which consists of exercise, meditation, and self-defense, all in one. I'm warning you once again at the start of the program, we do this every week. Work at your own level. It's really safer in Tai Chi to do a little bit less than you think you can handle. You might be surprised a day or two later you feel some soreness in the legs and you realize you had a really good workout. So work gently, carefully, confidently, and respect your body always. Any signs of pain in the practice of Tai Chi or Qigong is a sign that we're overdoing it. We're starting to cross that threshold into the pain zone. So we want to pull back and go to that door, but not through that door. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start with stretching. Let's start with two hands reach for the heavens. This is a common one that I begin with to awaken the spine and get the energy moving right up to the brain. Lifting the chi, lengthening the spine, reaching out and opening the body wide. Lift the heels and slowly down. Push up, reach out, lift, down. This one boosts the immune system, also regulates digestion and other functions of the body. We're a nation of people with digestive problems, so this is a really good one to practice to get the body working correctly. Push up, reach out, lift and down, up, out, lift and down. Deep breathing, lift and down. And let's remember to keep the tip of the tongue pressing upward gently against the upper palate in the mouth. You'll notice that this keeps your mouth moist. So we don't want our throat to dry out when we're practicing, or especially when we're in a fight. So we need to do our martial arts with a moist mouth. That helps. Okay, next one. Let's do the prayer wheel exercise. We're going to cover some of our basics today. So prayer wheel, we're going to turn the right foot out. I'm mirroring you. And left foot forward, shifting forward and back. The palms are across from each other. We're listening for a feeling of energy between the hands. Qi. One of the benefits of walking is to get the heart, the blood pumped up to the heart sooner than later. Keep our circulation going. Very good for the heart. So we don't want to think of blood pooling or growing stagnant in the feet from too much sedentary behavior. So walking is very good to keep the blood circulating through the body. It keeps the blood fresh rather than stale. Now this rocking motion we're doing with the prayer wheel exercise has the same benefit. So Tai Chi is very good for heart health. We're always shifting the weight, or we're taking steps or walking. And there's a point on the bottom of the foot in Chinese martial arts and medicine. It's called the bubbling well point. It's near the ball of the foot. It lays right about in the center of the foot. It's a pump. So when we shift our weight into that pump, we're pumping the blood up from the legs back up to the heart. When you think about it, the feet are the thing in our body that's farthest away from the heart. So we need to help the blood get up there. Keep the body healthy. And let's change sides. So your right foot's forward now. Very meditative practice. listen to your body again. If you feel any discomfort in the legs, especially the knees, then pull back a little bit or simply eliminate this one for now. You can also do this in a chair. Mostly it would be the upper body part of the exercise. Now, with a lot of experience and years practicing, you're going to feel chi in the hands very fast, much sooner than the new person. So you may already notice you're feeling some tingling in the fingers or some heat. Chi can be many different feelings. The prayer wheel exercise. One of the first things I learned from my teacher, and still practicing. Let's go ahead and do pushing heaven and earth. Here's another stretch for the spine. Again, we're allowing chi to flow through the vertebrae and not get stuck in any tight areas. Feel like you're moving through water. Stretch and then circle. Relax the wrists so the hands look graceful when you practice. Relax the wrists. Imagine water and stretch. Now, if it doesn't irritate the shoulder, you can also do it this way. Put the lower hand behind your back and stretch. Stretch. Stretch and relax. That one is especially good for stomach and spleen. So we already mentioned digestive issues being a major problem for a lot of people. So again, toning the stomach, making it healthier. So it can do its job digesting, eliminating toxic waste from the body efficiently, and also absorbing nutrients from what we eat. Okay, now we're gonna go wider. Left foot out. This is called pushing east and west. So I'm not going to use a compass to figure it out. I'm just going to call it the same name no matter which way I'm facing. And we're going to push like I'm inside a big soap bubble, pushing against the walls of the bubble and then letting it push back on me. I'm going to expand left and right, but also top and bottom. So when I stretch the top of my head, I can imagine pushing against the bubble this way. I can imagine the bottom of the torso and the feet pushing down against the bubble, expanding in all different directions. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, stretch gently. Inhale. Now, just to keep moving forward in our practice, let me explain how to make a simple exercise like that into a more advanced practice. What is more advanced martial arts? Using the mind more. Developing the mind. This is why Tai Chi is so good to prevent Alzheimer's. We're always using the brain. Now, what am I going to do here? When I stretch, I'm going to imagine the chi, the energy, coming out of my palm and reaching all the way to the walls of the room. Imagine the chi touching the walls. Now when I inhale and relax, I'm going to imagine the chi coming all the way back through my arm and going all the way down here below the navel to a place we call the Dantian. Dantian. I know somebody's asking me to spell it right now, so I will. It's D-A-N-T-I-E-N. Dantian. Okay, so the Dantian is our lower center of gravity. It's an energy center in the body. So now I'm going to exhale and put my attention on two different places, the walls to either side of me, and imagine, along with my breath, I'm exhaling the chi touches the walls. And then inhale, I'm going to put my mind on the dantian, and the chi comes back, comes down the arms, and goes down the body and arrives there. So exhale from here, but just put your mind on the walls. The chi knows what to do. It will go. Inhale. Okay, now our mind is fully occupied with thinking about the chi going out and coming back. So how can we get bored? We have lots to do. Exhale. Inhale. How will I know when it's working? When I'm actually doing what I'm intending to do? I'm going to feel something different. Maybe something I never felt before. It will almost feel like the chi is going out a tiny nostril right in the palm of my hand. It's going out. As I exhale out the hand. Inhale into the hand. Exhale. Now don't be frustrated if you don't feel something right away. It may take some time and practice. But this is the higher level of training. You use your mind to control the chi. And the movement becomes more subtle. The mind is more important than the movement. Okay, good. And you know, there are stories of masters who can push somebody or knock them down without physically touching them. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. I've never witnessed it in person. I'd like to see it. But this is the way that you might start training such an ability, is moving your chi outside your body and then bringing it back in. A higher level training. All right, now we're going to go wider again. Let's do pushing mountains. So later, when we practice, we direct the chi more. In the beginning, we want to generally relax the mind, so we can say we're meditating, not do too much mental work. So it's a gradual training, kind of mental gymnastics. So when we're ready, we train a little bit more and a little bit more. Now, the movements that we're doing, the calisthenic aspect of the exercise is paving the way to do the more advanced mental practices. So the chi can't flow very well if it's obstructed or blocked. So doing the exercises unblocks the chi. So when we do the mental training, we'll feel something much sooner. We'll understand it sooner. Pushing mountains. I'm imagining I'm touching somebody right in front of me with the fingers. So I'm imagining an opponent, again, training the brain. Now I can also imagine somebody's behind me. I could be touching them with my elbow. So if I move fast, I could strike in front and behind, same time, same time, same time. Over and over again, right? And you can do some faster training later to get your aerobic training in. People look at Tai Chi as being very slow, and they think there's no fast Tai Chi. There is fast Tai Chi. It's more advanced training. But even the slow Tai Chi, in a study, they proved it has the same aerobic benefit as low impact aerobics. Now, how can that be? We go very slow like this, we move the body, same benefit as fast exercise. So people can be fooled easily. They see Tai Chi, they don't see the aerobics. Later we train, and we also get the fast Tai Chi, more aerobic training. Let's go ahead and loosen the waist. Wider stance, hands on the hips or the back, loose, avoiding discomfort entirely. Loosen the hips. This is a good one for every day because it also prevents poor quality aging. Why this one? Because when people age poorly, this is an area of the body that gets very, very tight. The lower back, the hips. People fall. What do they break? A hip. Why do they break the hip? Because it's weak. How do we make the hip stronger? We make it more flexible. We move it more. And less likely to break a hip. And reverse direction. Gentle rotation. Now guess what? This one also helps digestion. So wow, you know, lots of stomach work in Tai Chi. Also aids digestive health. In the beginning, you start with a small circle. Later, you can make it bigger when you're ready. Okay, good. And now, let's go ahead and do our knee rotations. We're going to do another version. We're going to put the hands over the knees. This one might feel a little rougher if you have sore knees already. So you might want to go back to one of the other versions. But this one, we circle in 9 times. Now this one's also working the hips. And look forward, not at the floor. Reverse direction. 9 more. Good. And let's do polishing the Emperor's Mirror. Here's one of our standards. Like we're holding rags against a full-length glass, polishing the Emperor's Mirror. Again, eyes are forward. Good. And relax and shake it out. Okay, let's do some work. We've addressed the hips, the knees. How about the ankles? So let's turn that right foot out at an angle. Feel free to hold on to something until the day comes where you no longer have to. Your left foot's on the toe or up in the air. 5 circles at the ankle. Check that your shoulders are down and relaxed, that your mind is calm. You're not thinking about being afraid of falling. Very relaxed. So we need mental balance to have physical balance. So relax the mind. That's why holding onto a chair is probably better than doing it like this, right? And you're in panic mode the whole time. It's not very pleasant. So we're going to go ahead and relax. Take deep breaths. Make sure you're not holding the breath. We often do that when we feel stress or we're working too hard. Gentle circles. So don't try to make them too big. Gentle circle. And reverse direction. Good. And we want to see if we can get the knee up to the height of the waist. So that would be about the same height it would have to be in order for you to step up onto a chair. So notice my knee is right about there. Now maybe I'm a little rusty. I'm not used to getting my knee up in the air that high. That would be like walking up 2 steps at a time. But you might want to practice, make sure you're safe. What if my balance is a little bit shaky? Maybe I want to have a wall that I can lean against and then do it and hold on to something. I just want to get that knee up. Now it's about at the right height. Now let's test it. Can I lift my foot 1/2 inch off the chair? Oh, now we're engaging all kinds of different muscles to do that, and set it down when we're tired. Whew, okay. And then lift it up a little bit. You're doing great, and set it down. So now, once you can do that for a while, you can be pretty sure you'll be able to do it without the chair and get that knee up in the air. Then you do the other side, of course. Other side. And you can lift the foot a little bit. See how long you can hold it, maybe a count of 5, and set it down, take a rest. And then lift it again, and set it down. And do that a few times, maybe a round of 3 on each side, just to start. So we don't want to lose skills. Last week I talked about losing the skill of tying our shoes, of cutting our own toenails. We don't want to lose the skill of stepping up onto a chair or a step stool if it's safe to do so, right? Or when you go around the world, maybe you take a tour bus. That first step is big. It's not like a little step. Now, usually when Americans are on the tour, they'll have a little extra step stool so people can take that first step without a lot of trouble. But around the world, notice people around the world, and even the elderly people, are able to step up high and step down and not get hurt. Okay? They're in better condition generally simply because of more walking and less sitting. I had a friend return from a trip recently out of the country, and they were talking about how people walked everywhere. All ages walked everywhere. They were walking through forests with trails, and they would walk from one town to the next, and that's how they do their shopping, and that's how they do everything. So the statistics say that typically around the world, people walk 10 miles a day. In America, people typically walk 1/10 of 1 mile a day. So if you want to look at the nature of disease on the increase in this country, you don't have to look much farther than the walking. So let's get in some more steps. Speaking of walking, let's strengthen our bones. I talked about not breaking the hip when we fall, getting the hips more flexible. How about the bones? A lot of people break the bone when they fall, right? Okay, so we want to do a little marching in place. Maybe I'm going to start with the heel. Just lift the heel and stomp down a little bit. Get some vibration going through the body. Benefit, additional benefit to training like this, very good for the brain. Now, if I'm comfortable with that, I didn't hurt myself, I'm going to pick the foot up and step down lightly. And maybe heavier. Maybe heavier. Okay, and that vibration, that stomping, is going to increase my bone density rather than allow it to waste away as I get older. So very important training. When I teach a falling workshop, which I've also done here at the Senior Centers, Senior Resources of Guilford, we teach falling workshop. The idea is to get that thumping on your whole body. The back of your body, that's going to strengthen your spine. Your shoulders, your arms, your whole body gets that thumping when you practice controlled falling. And we do it on mats, but it does toughen you up. So when you do fall out there on the sidewalk or in the parking lot or even on this floor, you're less likely to get seriously injured. An ounce of prevention, gang, right? So you practice falling, and then when you do it, you're a lot better at it than when you don't practice. Let's go ahead and do some Tai Chi. All right. Let's do the, we'll spotlight a few moves because we have a series of these videos online now that you can access and watch a lot of the earlier ones. Let's just keep moving forward in our training. So one of our steppings, there's basically 3 steppings: forward, backward, right, and sideways. Let's focus on sideways stepping. So first, and I'm gonna get ready to move. I need to be followed here a little bit. I'm going to move this way, a few steps, okay? So I'm still going. This is toward this way. You can follow me. Follow me with the camera. Okay. And we'll take 3 steps that way. Good. And then going the other way. This is the stepping. And again, notice the challenge of doing things slowly. Everything slow. Doing it without leaning. Good. So I'll go the other way again. Now this time I'm getting ready to add the arms. Circling the arms. Notice the coordination. This arm's out while that leg is out. See, opposites. It keeps my body in balance. Step and then change. Wave hands like clouds. This arm's out, step, then change. At least 15 fighting applications for this movement. Now the other way. Step, then change. Turn the head left and right so you can keep track of multiple opponents. Keep track of your surroundings. Wave hands like clouds. So you can do this one at home. Not too hard to learn. And sometimes you may just stand still and do it like this. After a few minutes, you'll realize the meditation. So when we meditate, we breathe deeply, we relax the mind. A few important things happen. Heart rate generally slows down. Blood pressure lowers. And our brain wave, to me, the most important part of meditation, our brain wave changes to a brain wave that allows maximum healing to go on throughout the entire body. So if we never learn to meditate, we are missing a whole lot of healing. Now, it's going to hurt us even if there's nothing wrong with us, because when we're healing from things that haven't made us sick yet, okay? Things you may never know you got because you never got sick from it, but you're fighting it off. So we want to get into that meditative brainwave to maintain abundant health. If you're already very sick, even more important to learn to meditate, to fight that illness off. And you can cure yourself. Many people have from so-called incurable illnesses simply by learning to relax upstairs, the mind. This has always been part of Chinese tradition and many other traditions around the world. An MD wrote a book called The Relaxation Response. A guy named Herbert Benson wrote this book. I'm giving him a little plug. And he was the first Western MD to document the effects of meditation on people's health. And it was accepted by other doctors and scientists because he's an MD. So he said it. So then everybody could say, okay, now I can meditate, not feel foolish. And it's a very groundbreaking book, The Relaxation Response. Okay, and you can read about it for yourself. Let's go ahead and do another Tai Chi move. So we're going to go ahead and do, this is a sequence we did a few classes ago. 3 moves. We'll get into the gist of it. I'm going to simplify it a little bit today. You just follow me as best you can. Step forward and strike with the fingers. Snake sticks out its tongue. It's like a snake tongue darting out. I'm going to do it again. Bring the foot back to the toe. Step forward. Strike with the hand. I almost said with the tongue. Okay, you can give somebody a terrible tongue lashing that way. And we're going to turn and kick with the heel. Kick. Now step forward and low punch. Go down into a squat and punch. Good. Come up. Now I'm going to show it the other way. So maybe it's easier for you to follow this way. You're pushing with the left hand. Snake sticks out its tongue. Chop. Step and strike with the fingers. Turn. Kick with the heel. Now you can see why we practice lifting the knee up, because the higher we can lift the knee, the higher we can kick. That makes sense, right? So we kick. Now step down. Low punch. And go down. So when we go down, it's what we're doing when we do this. Just one foot is slightly turned out. So you can see how the exercises help you do Tai Chi better, right? Exercise is very important. Okay, so I'm going to start again on this side. I'm going to just do it a few times. Just do the best you can. Even if you get a little bit of it, it's really good for your health. Also notice the pain in your brain means you're thinking. It's not a bad thing. So we're going to do snake. Sticks out its tongue. Turn and kick with the heel. Low punch. Now, other side, single whip is this move. We learned this in the first part of Tai Chi. Snake sticks out its tongue. Turn and kick with the heel. Low punch. Squat and punch. Okay, I just realized that that's our 30+ minutes. Okay, so I appreciate you being here today, and I trust that you're getting something out of it, and they say you only get as much out of it as you put into it, so be sure that you're developing a regular practice, even if it's just a handful of exercises. And you'll be amazed at the benefits that start to creep into your body, your health, your daily attitude, right? We all need more psychological and emotional wellness right now, don't we? Dealing with additional stressors that we didn't expect. So let's close up, cover the fist, clap 3 times.